Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
We must pray now. Pray that he is watching.
Please, anyone, if you can hear me, if you're out there.
Attempting to acquire the Hell Priest signal.
Nearly 60% of our planet has been consumed by the invaders.
We have the Hell Priest signal locked in. The target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they fear, not man, or his armies. They fear the mark of the beast.
Doom Eternal, the game that is the embodiment of peak testosterone. You may ask how I know this, and I think it's because the gameplay and the soundtrack just give me the most raging hard boner, and I don't know what to do about it other than just keep slaying demons with orgasmable glory kills. Anyways, guys, what is up? Galaxy's here, and I'm back with a bit different content, as Doom Eternal is a game I've been wanting to 100% for a while. Well, actually, I have a lot of games I want to play through, so guess what? There will be more content to come in this format. I thought Doom Eternal was a perfect game for me to start, as I finally got my Doom Eternal Steelbook Edition for Switch. Shout out to Limited Run Games. I played the entirety of Doom 2016 on Switch, and when Doom Eternal was announced for Switch and was being built from the ground up for the console instead of being ported, I honestly could not control myself and creamed in my pants. That was until they said there was going to be no physical release and the game was delayed an entire year, so I got cucked, plus had blue balls. Okay, but in all reality, delaying the Switch version was well worth it, as the absolute legends over at Panda Button did an impeccable job at optimizing this game. Like, holy shit. How do you get this game to run better and look better than Doom 2016 on Switch? Like, my god. I mean, look at these environments. Mind you, this is on Switch. Not only that, but the frame rate, even in huge battle arenas like the Super Gore Nest, is just rock solid 30 FPS, like the boner I mentioned earlier that I get. I'm honestly blown away at how they managed to even pull this off. Meanwhile, Pokemon fans like myself are boycotting the horrendous quality control and have to deal with this.
Hey! It's fucking redder than your beard, and look at me! It's still raw! What the fuck are you three doing? Who's running the station? Who's fucking firing them? Fuck! Shit! What in the fuck is going on?
Okay, enough talk. This is not a game review. This is a 100% of Doom Eternal on Switch. So let me sum up all the hell that we have to endure. For starters, I'll be going off the milestones in the game, as Switch does not have achievements like PlayStation or Xbox, because Nintendo has not discovered what the 21st century is and hates satisfaction. In total, there are 132 milestones in Doom Eternal, but I will only be striving to 100% the 49 campaign ones, as I don't have any of the DLCs. Yeah, I stopped buying those money grabs a long time ago. And I'm not playing the multiplayer, cause I don't want to. I'll be playing the game 3 times, one 100% playthrough on Ultraviolence to get a majority of the milestones, one on the extra life mode that will basically be like a speed run, just because for a milestone we have to beat it on that mode, and finally, where my manhood we would put through the Cock Blaster. One playthrough on Ultra. God have mercy on my soul, please. Let's start with my 100% Ultraviolence run. On this playthrough, my goals were quite simple. Collect and beat every fucking thing in sight. Okay, that's all. Bye. Just kidding. There are 10 very tedious objectives I focused on. Those being 1, get all the crystal meth from Walter's dispensaries, maxing out my stats. 2, obtaining all the runes that allow us to have even more broken abilities, as if the Doomslayer wasn't already a god.
Many of the survivors believe the Slayer to be a godlike figure.
3, stealing all the coins from the homeless souls so that I can use those funds to upgrade my Iron Man suit. 4, acquire all the AA batteries so we can power our ship and unlock shit that the Doomslayer locked away himself instead of just using, but I guess he ran out of batteries. Come on, we've all been there.
Oh no!
5, find all the cheat codes so that I can become a hacker. 6, collect all the toys like a spoiled, rotten child to put them all on our shelf. Actually, this is pretty cool. Good job, Bethesda. 7, collect the whole album so we can jam out and have a testosterone circle jerk on the ship.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
8, gather all the codexes so we can have PTSD. 9, defeat all 6 Slayer gates so that we can use the Empyrean keys to then just spawn an OP weapon in our ship that I guess was there arbitrarily. Sick. And finally 10, upgrade all our weapon mods to max. All of that will get us these milestones listed, plus the ones I got just by playing through the campaign. I only want to spend as little time as possible on this run as it was fairly easy, mainly just time consuming. I want to focus most of this video on Ultra Nightmare as we have a milestone for that, plus it'll take the most amount of time and practice. Moving on from that short recap, my next 2 milestones I went for were a Bat Out of Hell, which is for completing Hell on Earth in under 11 minutes, and Master of Fasting, which is for completing a mission with only the Famine cheat on. My thought process was that this is an easy 2 birds with 1 stone moment, as I can speedrun the first mission with the Famine cheat, and then boom! I got both in one go. To be honest, this was pretty easy. If it wasn't for me getting cucked the first time around, missing shots like an absolute noob, failing a single jump that the game I guess just didn't want me to do, cause this is foreshadowing? Well, maybe. And a random enemy not triggering a load zone because he wanted to play hide and seek. On the second attempt, it was still a bit dicey, but my movements and fights were a lot better and we pulled off the sub 11 run, getting us both of those milestones. So, for our second playthrough, we need to play through the campaign on Extra Life mode, which is a permadeath mode, but you can acquire lives throughout the missions. And I can play on the pussy difficulty to make it even easier. Goodbye, manhood. Maybe I should buy a big truck to compensate. The next 2 milestones I'll be going for on this run are running up the high score, in which I have to beat this mode with more than 10 lives remaining, which should be pretty easy as I'm playing on the most pussy difficulty, and 2, Can't Perfect Perfection, in which I have to complete the campaign with only 1 suit perk and 1 crystal. This may make the Extra Life mode a tad more difficult to end up with 10 lives, but I'm all about greed and efficiency, getting all other milestones done ASAP, as on Ultra Nightmare I expect to put in like hundreds of hours of practice. To be honest, it was still a breeze, so here's a super speed run of all the lives collected before we move on to Ultra Nightmare that's 100% bread and butter. Timestamp. Another light.
Now to the south, and the society.
And 49 out of 50. Yeah, we did it. This is the last one, bro.
Alternate.
Before I begin Ultra Nightmare, I need to explain my plan of action to conquer all of the levels.
Oh, come on, man.
My main strategy going into this is going to be simultaneously play my Ultra Nightmare run alongside a Nightmare playthrough so that I can practice all the levels before I even begin. Because if I just jumped into this raw, this video would just end up being a death montage, which I know y'all would enjoy, but I got other games I want to play. God damn it! So, to note, I will have practiced the next level before even starting it. Second, I know this game is compatible with gyro controls, but I will not be using them as I literally can't. You wanna know why? Well, you see, Nintendo has a thing called Joy-Con Drift, baby, and it likes to steal all your money, aka you have to cough up money for new Joy-Cons once you get drift because of the dog shit Nintendo design. I have 2 sets of Joy-Cons that have drift, and my Pro Controller has drift. So I gave up on buying new Nintendo shit and just use a $15 cheap third-party controller, but hey, it works. Anyways, that is my PSA. So without further ado, let's dive into my first attempt. Honestly, going into this, I was fully expecting to get railed, and my suspicions were true. After blazing my way through the first fight area, almost unscathed, we make our way into the real world like a man, and real men almost died to a spider in the second fight, but clutched like a true Chad. Actually, I ended up dying to a spider anyways in the hallway of death, and I call it this because, spoilers, I die here again in a later attempt. I told you we can die there, because those cannons, bro. Starting off, we kill these 3 fuckers again and go into the first area, practically choking on an input. And no, I don't have a fetish. I go out into the real man's world again, back down into the hallway of death. This time, we actually redeem our manhood and kill the spider, making our way past the tunnel and the skyscraper fight. I ended up in the triple ballsack room, but ended up with another close call with the spider. My lord, bro. I honestly am beginning to think that these are the bane of my existence, even though in reality they're not even that hard of a demon. I work my way through the rest of the mission and end up at the lift, concluding the level. Starting the second level, I parkour my way to clear the courtyard and kill the bully running at me trying to steal my lunch money. But instead, he gets decapitated. As me being the quiet kid, there's only so much I can take before I snap.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
After pretty much breezing my way through the first half of the level, I ended up in hell, literally and figuratively, because I die missing every shot like a failure that I am, sending me back to the first mission to contemplate life. Yep. Choked everything in that part, missed every single shot on everything. I guess we're killing the 3 stooges again. Okay, in all honesty, I don't think this attempt needs any explanation, because the first level was a cakewalk, and once I arrived at the second mission, the game had other plans for me. When trying to grapple onto the ledge, I don't think the wall liked me grabbing it in that way, and decided that I was going to be sent straight to the Shadow Realm for all my sins. Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh my god. Where are you going?
I think we have to restart the mission.
You have to like exit. Oh no!
I have to restart from the beginning!
What if like you like leave? Like what if you just like go to home screen? Is it still cool? No, I'm saying like close the game. Is it gonna like show your progress?
Yes, that's exiting out. Only saves your progress when you complete a mission, so my save will be deleted. I have to restart from the beginning.
What if this happened? Bro, what are the chances that you glitched through the map?
I've never seen that happen in my entire playthrough, bro.
Oh my god, what if this happens like... You have no choice.
Oh my god, bro.
You need to.
I was literally sent to the Shadow Realm because the wall didn't like that I touched it in that way. I will duly note this for my next attempt. I think instead of grabbing the wall, I'll try and kiss it instead.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because of falling through the map, I had to exit the mission, causing me to wipe the save file. I didn't know the wall would be the hardest boss fight. That's crazy, bro. What a wonderful possibility that can happen potentially on the last mission. Now, I know you guys will be happy to hear this because of my suffering, but attempt 4 in the second mission, I died to another glitch, where after trying to glory kill the ball sack, the game blood punched instead. Didn't know the Doomslayer was into touching sacks, but hey, a man likes what he likes. After blood punching, I glitched inside the repulsive ball sack and couldn't move, and the rest speaks for itself. Whoa! I glitched inside of the wall!
Did you see that? I need to watch that again. What happened?
Oh my god, bro.
What's wrong with this game?
On Ultra Nightmare.
Well, this difficulty. Why is it so whack? You didn't have any problems with extra life mode. Have any problems with easy mode.
But even practicing on Nightmare,
And
there's
even
nothing.
practicing
Ultra
on-
Nightmare is literally just Nightmare, but with one life. At this point doing runs, I was starting to get very worried about whether this was even going to be possible, as I was encountering a lot of glitches and crashes in Mission 2. I really did not want to grind all these hours to try and beat this on Switch, just to end up losing the saves to glitching. So after these events took place, I took a break for a couple days to regather my headspace and confidence.
Several days later.
When I returned, I was feeling ready to go, deciding to be committed to this feat no matter what happens.
Showtime.
Just for all y'all entertainment, and at the expense of my soul.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
So we killed 3 incels for copium, and proceeded to clear the first mission pretty much flawlessly. Just kidding. I got eaten by a flying sack and died because of another glitch. Or my sticky load exploded in front of my face, killing myself. Look at this footage. Honestly, for the 6th attempt, I kinda lost the footage. So all you really need to know is that I died on mission 4. Making some progress, right? Yep, moving on. Both attempts 7 and 8 ended in the first mission. Attempt 7, my sticky load got stuck onto the wall, causing me to die in the hallway of doom again. To the spider. Does that. You see that? It's always glitches on the wall. It's literally frozen in it. There's not even a wall there. It's just the wall's hitbox is hella weird. That means I lost my masculinity again. In attempt 8, I also got cucked by a spider because my chainsaw locked onto it instead of the imp, causing me to panic and scramble to my death. Bro. We're dead. Chainsaw tried to fucking... Yeah, the chainsaw tried to lock onto the spider instead of the other guy. No mobility. I was like, there's no, I'm not escaping that. I knew I was gonna die there. As soon as the chainsaw said insufficient fuel, I couldn't shoot because it's like chainsaw like and then just like does nothing. I want to make a full disclaimer that on this attempt, I end up beating the entire game. That being said, I want to go pretty in depth when it comes to all the strategies and decisions that I made. Therefore, I'll be taking the script mission by mission, maybe even helping some of you attempting this on Ultra Nightmare. Well, you already know the drill. We start by killing the 3 stooges and getting our first weapon mod. The main reason I chose the sticky bombs over the auto shotty at the first drone is because the sticky bomb is just superior this early in the game. It gives me range and AoE, which helps me save more ammo than the auto shotty could ever dream of. Not to mention being able to easily hit demon weak spots. After cruising my way through the first fight room flawlessly, taking no damage, I worked my way into the real world. Now for the second drone, this is where we can't invest in anything but the auto shotty, so we picked the auto shotty. Now, to be fair, this is really never going to get much use at any time in the run, so not much to say about that. I flawlessly defeated the spider fight as well, so at this point, I was feeling really confident. I jumped up and picked up the heavy cannon, which will be an absolute god weapon throughout the playthrough, trust me. As I make my way to the third open fight, I spawn kill the 3 imps because game knowledge. RIP, they never stood a chance, man. I jumped down and took our first hits of damage trying to kill all the soldiers and imps. After we cleared them, I chainsawed the spider to refill the ammo, which then took us down into the hallway of death. Now I know many of you are expecting me to die here, but I'm sorry to say that I managed to not choke killing the spider, actually destroying its cannon and finishing it by stabbing its eye out. The next monumental mod is the precision bolt on the heavy cannon. This allows us to kill light demons in one hit, while also being able to destroy demon weak points even easier, which will become even more vital in the later missions. So I put on that scope, grab my juicy grenade, and jump into the skyscraper fight, encountering our first Cacodemon, in which I proceed to stuff him with a yummy sticky bomb.
That is bloody lovely!
I ended up having a really close call in this fight, due to me forgetting that the lower section always spawns zombies, which led me getting attacked from behind while trying to kill the spider. There will be a lot of close calls in this run.
Forgot those guys. Spawn leader, please spawn down there. Never stay down there, note to self.
I recovered and finished up the fight, working my way to the triple ballsack room. Having a lot of PTSD in this room, I ended up choking a sticky bomb shot, which almost led to my death. But like the Giga Chat I am, this did not faze me, and I slayed the rest of the demons in this fight. Some of the 1-ups for regular play are replaced by this power-up that restores you to full armor. Super clutch for this mode, and will also be super clutch for later missions. Okay, continuing on, we finish up the last area, working my way to the lift, concluding the first level. Once we teleport back to base, our homie Vega hooks us up with the flame belch, yo, which allows us to set demons on fire, making them drop armor. Now, don't ask me how we can set demons on fire when they're literally already from burning hell. But hey, Doom logic. But the Flame Belch will be another vital tool in allowing us to bandage and gain health during large fights. After acquiring the Flame Belch, we're allowed to get our first Walter Crystal. I chose the ammo in the loot magnet tree, mainly because magnetizing drops from farther away is actually super clutch in fast-paced arena shooting like in Doom. We are constantly moving around and can't stay still long enough to collect things. In terms of the ammo part of it, having more ammo will be crucial for fights. In this game, 1 second you have ammo, and then a few seconds later, it's all gone. Just like my wallet when buying food in this economy. Starting off the second mission, I parkour my way to the courtyard where the gargoyle is introduced, getting literally spawn killed to the extreme degree. These are a very easy enemy, but if you let them get into melee range, they will literally shred you to pieces on this difficulty. No joke, it'll be like the Doomslayer getting thrown into a witch. Anyways, watch how smoothly this fight went. After snapping and killing the school bully again, I acquire the Blood Punch, which is super useful against Pinkies later on, as they get cremated by a single Blood Punch. In addition, I acquired our first rune in which I picked the Chrono Strike, I think this is by far the best rune in the game, as it allows you to slow time down while in the air. This is insanely helpful in such a fast-paced shooter like Doom, as now I can hit demon weak spots with even more precise accuracy. Moving on, I found myself back where I glitched into the Kaku demon, but this time, luck was on my side, helping me clear the entire room with only taking a small amount of damage. On my way to pick up my dash, I made sure to the wall, so I don't get sent to the Shadow Realm again. Fun times.
That was sus.
After getting my dash, I clear the Soka room again, acquiring my first weapon points, in which I proceed to invest it into the Precision Bolt. Personally, I think this is one of the best mods in the game, so maxing it first I think is a top priority, especially the cooldown side of the upgrade. Parkouring my way to the first secret encounter, I pull out my heart, and stuff the Cacodemons by waiting for them to get close, and then finishing them with back-to-back glory kills. During my playthrough, I only did a few secret encounters along with Slayer Gates, mainly because I really didn't want to risk dying just for some weapon points. Just thought I'd let you guys know. I mean, cut me some slack. Come on, I'm on Switch.
Come on, man. Give me a little break here.
Before I enter the portal, I pick up my first Sentinel battery, which will help me unlock more crystals, mods, and tokens at the ship, furthering my power level to help me beat the mountain of a challenge that lies ahead. After picking up the plasma cannon, I fight the first Revenant, which is actually really easy after shooting off both its back cannons. Moving past this area, nothing really important happened and there wasn't any close calls to talk about, so I'll give y'all the Spark Notes. I robbed another drone and got the Heat Blast on the plasma cannon, another really useful mod. I found another Weltery dispensary, allowing me to unlock the Loot Magnet. I invested the other weapon points into the Precision Bolt Mobility, completed the secret encounter, and beat the first and only Slayer Gate I will attempt, where I almost died. But we won't talk about that. All that matters is that I didn't. After the clown show of the Slayer Gate fight, I invested the skill points into the quick fire on the Heat Blast. Now trust me, if any of you use the plasma cannon, the lag delay is garbage after firing the Heat Blast. So this skill helps me compensate for that. Other than that recap, nothing else happened, so in the last fight, I picked up the Onslaught power-up and pretty much just obliterated everything. Not even losing my armor, allowing me to walk through the portal, completing the mission. After heading back to the ship, Vega is a tried and true homie again and hooks me up with the Ice Bomb. Being able to freeze demons is another super useful tool in my arsenal. At this point, I feel like I'm being super repetitive with explaining all the useful gadgets I keep acquiring, so from this point forward, I don't think I'm going to explain most of them just to save y'all's sanity.
Patrick, can you shut the fuck up?
I'll skip over the demon prison fight, as it was just more of a nuisance to me, being that I just wanted to dive into the third mission. Moving on from that, I acquired my first Predator Suit token, and jumped to the portal, entering the third mission, Cultist Base. The main highlight of the Cultist Base is that it introduces the Mancubus, aka Big Chungus with cannons. Mancubuses are another enemy that after shooting off their weak point, which is their arm cannons, become very easy to manage. In the first major hallway room, I just shot off the cannons and used the swinging axes to slice up all the demons, making this a super easy section. For my first Predator Suit perk, I chose the Hot Swapper, which allows me to swap weapons and mods quicker and will be an actual necessity for weapon combos. The next hallway fight was the same strategy. AFK camp the axes like a degenerate COD middle schooler.
Oh, why you take my freaking kill? Are you serious? Are you serious?
This led me to the next big fight, where I got the rocket launcher, which I practiced religiously, but still ended almost dying. Quick side note on the rocket launcher, the lock-on mod will be a staple for the playthrough, but I will get to that later. Moving on from almost dying, I acquire my second rune, which I chose Seek and Destroy, allowing me to launch into glory kills from farther away. I mainly only pick this up, as it's useful for cacodemons in the air. Next, I pick up the Soul Sphere to get back to full health and armor, which leads me to the second major introduction, which is the Whiplash, aka Demonic Medusa. The Whiplashes are the most threatening enemies so far, as they do crazy damage on Ultra Nightmare, especially when they try to whip the Doomslayer into submission.
What do you mean by that?
But as you see later on with the lock-on, which I get actually right after this fight, the 3 rockets just obliterate them. The third major fight actually went very well in my opinion, minus being a dumbass and falling off the ledge as soon as it started.
Are you stupid?
But this fight was a demonstration of the rocket launcher's power.
Stop.
Progressing further is the drop zone fight, which after some practice is really easy as long as you utilize the cue balls to blow up the demons. So, with the weapon points that I got after that fight, I started to invest into the lock-on ASAP. In addition, the next crystal I decided to invest in is the Armor Quick Draw Belch, as getting more belches off in a fight to gain armor will allow me to sustain more without dying. At this point in the run, I was saving my Praetor tokens for the Faster Dasher, so I can spam more dashes in fights quicker, giving me more mobility.
Anyways, man, listen up. It's time to get the super fucking shotgun. Let me just use this Revenant as my slave to get it for me. Okay, thank you. Fuck you. Give me that shit.
All jokes aside, acquiring the super shotgun is the main staple weapon because of the meat hook for mobility and blasting up close. At this point, my arsenal is building to where things are getting easier and easier to fight, especially as my next perk I choose to be immune to explosive barrels. It's actually more clutch than y'all think. Skipping to the last major open fight, I ended up pretty much dominating the entire fight, only getting hit twice the entire time while utilizing the haste power-up, super shotgun, and lock-on mod to make this fight an easy clap. I went up the elevator to hop on the train, concluding the level. This train takes me on a direct route into the Doom Hunter base. While on the train, we get thrown right into the action with the exact health we left off in the previous mission, aka me being at full health because I'm a god. After a super close call due to whiffing the glory kill on the Mancubus, I found myself now balls deep in the base with no chance to turn back. After clearing the train dock, I grabbed the micro missiles, Praetor Suit token, and the spectral armor, which leads me into the first real, decently challenging fight of the playthrough. This is also where Pinkies are first introduced, which, as I've said earlier, Pinkies die with a single blood punch. So if you can't get behind them, just punch their pink ugly face off.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
In this fight, I used the Precision Bolt Super Shotgun combo, which pretty much carried me through the fight. There are a couple close calls and some improvements in weapon combos can definitely be made, but with that fight out of the way, I invested the new weapon points I acquired into the fast reset on the Rocket Lock-On mod. The Doom Hunter base also introduces the Carcass, aka the baby face from Toy Story. This is actually the most disturbing demon, not gonna lie.
You're a fat, ugly sack of shit.
These annoyances put up shields to protect their fellow demons, which can be incredibly annoying. Although, just like with the Pinkies, these abominations are also weak to blood punches. And if you overheat their shield, it'll OHKO them, as long as they're close enough to their own shield, just like the soldiers. I also encountered some crabbing zombies. Anyway, for my third rune, I chose the Equipment Fiend, which lowers the recharge time of grenades and ice bombs based on how many demons were affected or killed. As you can imagine, this is super useful for being able to throw out more equipment faster in a large fight. After clearing the next fight almost flawlessly by sniping all the demons from a distance, I steal another token and invest into the frag stock up. This now allows me to have 2 grenades instead of 1, just like 2 guys are better than 1 at my crib.
What did he say?
Progressing further, I found another crystal, and now I can finally get the quick draw belts in addition to more health. Pretty poggers. Nothing else interesting happens in the level from this point on. It's all just single easy demon fights. The only notable things were that I invested into the grappler perk, which allows me to mantle faster, and invested the weapon skill points into the quick hook on the super shotgun. Lastly, I got introduced to the Prowler, who's just a teleporting fucker, which is just annoying and makes me want to teleport back to when I didn't exist. Okay, now we have finally arrived at the Doom Hunter fight that the priest has been teasing and blue-ballsing me about the entire mission, so once those doors open, I may have prematurely busted a nut. Stop it. The Doom Hunter in this fight has more health than when you fight him later on, so all you really need to do is destroy Sealed and light him the fuck up until he's dead. Here's how the fight went.
Excellent! Smash the heretic!
Leave me alone.
Useless machine, attack!
Bro, why did Babyface do that? They've literally never done that before. Bro, why did he send out a shockwave on that? Bro, he's not supposed to do that.
After killing the demon designed to kill the Doomslayer, which he failed, by the way. Nice try, stupid fucking priest. Oh my god, I gotta fight 2 more of these so-called Doomslayers that can't even kill me. Time for the Doomslayer to become the Doom Hunter Slayer.
No. Bam! Let's go!
Noble conquest, perhaps in return for my...
Oh, that's another priest dead. Alright, now fuck his corpse.
Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey!
Coming back to base, I used the weapon points to max out the heat blast on the plasma cannon, as well as acquire the ballista. The ballista will be another really important weapon for flying demons, and for executing the ballista super shotgun combo, which in my opinion, is the deadliest combo.
That's it. Nice and hot. Hot under spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Before I head into the Super Gore Nest, I had to use all the Sentinel batteries I'd collected so far. First, I got the Arbalest mod on the ballista, then invested into the hazard protection perk, and lastly, I unlocked both the crystals, which allowed me to get the Belch armor boost, along with more armor and health. With all that out of the way, it's time to jump into Mission 5, the Super Gore Nest, which is one of the best missions in my opinion. The atmosphere is just mwah. The first major fight area was pretty much a cakewalk. Just use the super shotgun, precision bolt, and rocket launcher to sweep up everything in sight. After this fight, I found another drone and got the Destroyer Blade mod for the ballista. Moving on, I got introduced to the Dread Knight, which is essentially a super jacked up Hell Knight that still gets destroyed by a rocket launcher.
Well, I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up. What the fuck's wrong with you? Go hospital later. Have a drink. Cigarette. Cup of coffee. Get back in the game. Fucking having heart attacks near me, little pussy.
I also encountered the first buff totem, which if you're in one of the rooms with these things, you pretty much just have to make a straight beeline towards the totem to destroy it. Otherwise, steroided out demons will spawn indefinitely, and you will die a sad death. Also, this quote of mortally challenged is just pure gold, man. Like, holy shit, bro. So memeable.
Remember, demon can be an offensive term. Refer to them as mortally challenged.
Demon is an offensive term, you bigot. They are just mortally challenged.
Bro, they try to kill us.
The next rune I scooped up was the Punch and Weave. It allowed us the Blood Punch to drop health, and I equipped it instead of the Seek and Destroy. Skipping to the Gore Nest fight, I also dominated this fight with no real hiccups by utilizing better weapon combos and the Onslaught power-up. At this point in the game, I was starting to get really into a rhythm of weapon combos and good movement, so pat on the back for me.
Good job.
Along with the Dread Knight, the Spectre also gets introduced, aka just an invisible pinky that still dies to One Punch Man. After getting another crystal invested into the Napalm Belch, giving me even more ammo, I also got the fast hands on the Super Shotgun. Then I proceeded to almost die in a double Carcass Mancubus fight, but for some reason, they just died and despawned after I backed away, like what the fuck? But hey, I'll take it. Skipping forward, I invested into the Permafrost perk and acquired the chain gun to go along with the shield mod that goes with it. Skipping past the second buff totem fight, as I stomped the entire thing, pun intended, without any trouble, I then scooped up another rune, the Savagery rune. Working my way back to the Gore Nest, this whole fight was a perfect demonstration of the power the Ballista Super Shotgun combo possesses. Alright, let's get the faster ice cooldown perk and stick the keys into the flesh. Oh.
I'd like to kiss you, monkey man.
All right, but you're so darn ugly.
Anyway, I dropped into the canal and broke the Gore Nest heart, just like the freshman in high school when I graduated, and booked it the hell out of Dodge, like a dad going to get some milk. Replay the mission. Wasting no time, I dove straight into the next mission, the Ark Complex, where my objective was to find my long-lost friend, Dr. Hayden. After breezing my way through the first section of the mission with zero trouble because I basically spawn-killed everything. I then invested into the Scatter Bombs perk. From here, I found myself in a massive open alley fight where I almost died, mostly due to me freezing up and not knowing what enemies to hit, even though I literally practiced this area tons of times.
Stupid.
This is also the mission where I was introduced to the Cyber Mancubus, aka a Mancubus who was playing some Warzone and put a bunch of armor plating on himself, then decided to jump through the portal into the Doom universe. The armor from these big chunguses gets wiped after a single blood punch, in which you can then just super shotgun them point blank for the kill. After railing the chungus, I scooped up the mobile turret and microwave beam mod, then worked my way to the next crystal so I could acquire the Napalm Belch. This makes demons stay on fire longer, and we're not going to have the conversation again about demons being on fire somehow.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Anyways, lastly, I invested in the full speed skill on the Ballista and picked up another token, which unlocked the faster frag cooldown. This brings me to this secret encounter, which is where I was introduced to the Pain Elemental. To be honest, they're one of the hardest demons in the game in my opinion, because of their movement patterns, tankiness, and ability to spawn lost souls.
Waiting to die like a motherfucker, I'm gonna be like, bang, oh, I've seen that before. Okay, boom, boom, duck and dive in, take one terrorist out, next get the AK, go Rambo, take out all of fucking Pakistan like a G. I don't play game.
On the bright side, they're weak to the Ballista Arbalist mod, in which they just perish to just 2 shots, but even with this weakness, they still end up being incredibly annoying in the later missions. After this secret encounter, I acquired the Saving Throw rune. This can only be used once on Ultra Nightmare, as it resets after a death, and obviously we only have 1 life, so kind of self-explanatory, but I decided to save this for the final mission. Right after picking up the rune, I got dropped into what is, in my opinion, the hardest fight room of this level. The amount of practice that went into this room to optimize my pathing with the Berserk power-up was crazy. Watch how this went. Now that was some optimized perfection. I literally killed 90% of the heavy demons while berserked, and this was, by the way, the best run I've ever had through this room. Moving on, nothing else notable happened after this fight, as in the next big fight, I literally beat the entire thing with the haste power-up and didn't take a single point of damage. So with that being said, I picked up the Blood-Fueled rune, beat the last secret encounter, invested in the faster shield recovery, and headed to Dr. Hayden's office.
Dr. Hayden's office laboratory is located at the top of this facility.
Attention! Emergency protocols have been activated. Please exit the facility now.
My God, Dr. Hayden was convinced that you would come here for this, eventually. Can I just say that it is an honor for me, personally, to meet you?
Attention! Emergency protocols have been activated. Please exit the facility now.
We don't know how to access his main cortex. It's all alien. We couldn't figure it out. We have to prepare for his careful extraction. We were given specific orders.
His life signal is barely readable.
Warning. Demonic presence threat level 5 entering main laboratory.
Opening the portal now.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus!
You were never one of us. You were nothing but a usurper, a false idol. My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see, Slayer.
The Marauder fight is honestly one of the hardest boss fights in the game, and I was super worried heading into this fight. Between his fast attacks and Spirit Dog, he could easily end my run, which would force me to restart from the very beginning, which I was literally dreading. Wow, he's dead. Damn, that was an easy kill. GG, get out of my lobby, noob.
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.
In terms of Mission 7, all that matters is that I didn't die and I got the legendary BFG, aka the Big Fucking Gun, baby. Daddy Doomslayer is back in town with his big fucking genitals. Watch out, ladies. Heading into the Gladiator fight, I was genuinely nervous. I practiced by watching speedrunners and learned what strategies they used, but before entering the arena, I equipped the Blood-Fueled rune, which grants crazy movement speed after a glory kill, and after a chainsaw kill as well. This helps to dodge attacks while in vulnerable situations. In the first phase, the Gladiator has an attack where he launches his shield at you, and another attack where he slams down his mace. Once his eyes turns green, you want to shoot him in this small window, mainly with the ballista, which will stagger him. You can use the glory kill to weaken him, but it's actually less efficient than berating him with missiles, grenades, and then a ballista as soon as the glory kill frames wear off. Granted, I whiffed this entire first phase, but you can watch some speedrunners to get an idea for what I'm talking about. In the second phase of the fight, the Gladiator becomes enraged and now carries 2 maces, which he swings around to reflect bullets. While he does this, I just wait until he glows green to shoot him with the ballista, also staggering him. The same combo strategy from phase 1 applies here, and I execute it better than before. Lastly, he traps you in an alley, shooting whip lasers at you. While he does this, you can really light him up with bullets, and even the BFG. And to be honest, I was pretty happy with how this fight went, and was super stoked to have beaten it on the first try.
Whoop whoop.
With the Gladiator now dead, I come back to my ship to discover that it was hijacked by a bunch of gremlins. So, obviously, I disposed of all the peasants and then re-equipped the Equipment Fiend rune along with maxing out the mobile turret mod. With that being said, I portaled my ass to Taras Nabad, and after making easy work of the hardest boss in the game, again, I was introduced to the Arkville, aka a demon spawner that will infinitely spawn the gremlins from hell if you don't kill them first. This is how my fight went.
Come on, man! That's too easy!
Freeze and mobile turret, easy clap. This is the mission where you can find the first mastery token, which allows you to bypass the mastery task for a mod to unlock the bonus ability effect.
Impressive. Very nice.
The next main fight of this mission got really scuffed. as I almost died due to screwing up ballista shots and mismanaging my equipment. But in the end, the BFG clutched up because it's the true GOAT weapon. Looking back at this fight, after beating the game, it's actually super funny because I can pinpoint all of my mistakes, as I'm now a big-brained Giga Chad in the Doom Eternal game mechanics. Anyways, after that excursion, I invested the weapon points into the bigger explosion on the Herbalist mod. Now, when I say we've all been there, I say that because I know some of you watching can relate. In my next fight, I got distracted and almost died because my mom decided to barge into my room to have a nice, lovely conversation with me.
Killing me! Get the fuck out of my room! I'm playing Minecraft!
So, I decided to cast away my girlfriend to distract my mom while I finished the fight. After retrieving my Crucible, I slay another Marauder and invest into the Ice Bomb perk. Skipping ahead, I snort some more Crystal, unlocking the Armor for Blood skill.
Booyah! Wow! this kicks like a mule with his balls wrapped in duct tape.
And find myself after a random game crash. I reload the game and use my mastery token for the limited cooling on the mobile turret. Then, I find and use another mastery token on the instant Slavo for the Arbalest mod. Lastly, I stick my Flaccid Crucible in Satan's sticky molten liquid straight out of his left nut.
I'm sure you'll want to try a new weapon first before we leave.
Ah, welcome to a brand new beginning, you sorry shits.
Dropping down with my Crucible now erect, I slice and dice everything in my fucking sight, and then exit through the portal. Coming off the last mission with my big, long Crucible, which makes slaying larger, more annoying demons super easy and way less of a hassle, we jump into Mission 10, Necroville Part 1. In all honesty, this mission is my best performance by far. There's really nothing for me to speak about in this mission, other than I got the Shield Launch Mastery and Power Surge Mastery. Pretty much all my fights were close to flawless, taking either a few hits or just none at all. Flawless. The only thing I will note on this mission is that in the last fight with two Doom Hunters, I should have saved my BFG shot for when they spawned, instead of using it to clear the first wave of demons. The reason for this is that using the BFG on the Doom Hunters destroys their shield, which puts them into their second phase right away. Anyways, this mission was a true demonstration of how I'm getting better at the game mechanics and having my movement perfected. Next mission. This mission, Necroville Part 2, is just a continuation of the previous mission, but with more fights. I acquired my last crystal in this mission, which maxed out all of my stats. Finally, huge poggers. Other than that, the mission went pretty much just as smoothly as the previous one, with no real hiccups. The BFG and the Crucible are really showing how much of an impact they create by making fights infinitely more manageable and less intimidating. My practice on a separate Nightmare save was also really coming into clutch, having each fight pathed out and planned before even starting it. Time to jump into the final two boss fight missions. Once I portaled to Urdak, the first thing I did was to collect the Mastery Token to unlock the Flaming Hook, which causes demons to drop armor when hooked. At first, I thought this first fight was going to go just splendidly, But it turned out to be super sketchy because a Mancubus somehow did not die to 5 rockets. In which I proceeded to fall off the ledge like an idiot. I thought I was past this level of noobness, but I guess not. The next small area was a cakewalk because of spawn killing game knowledge, and after that, I picked up another mastery token to unlock the 5 spot on the sticky bombs. Now, in all honesty, but also unfortunately to all you viewers who were hoping to watch me die, the next 4 fights went as smoothly as a baby's bottom, baby, with no notable excitement other than me being a god at this game on Switch. The one thing I will note is the strategy I used for the buff totem fight, which was to use the launch pad to jump straight to the totem, but when I did the jump, I got to the totem so fast that nothing spawned in. This was fucking hilarious at the time, man. Moving on to the Conmaker fight, I was actually pretty nervous despite religiously practicing it. The strategy is to fire rockets to destroy her shield, then quickly hook to her for a blood punch. After starting the next phase, you drop down to look for a priest fuck to shoot their face off for some ammo, then repeat the process. Did I forget to mention that this is the first time you fight these Maker drones? But yes, you shoot their face off and they drop armor. Moving on. You pretty much repeat this until our last phase, in which you can finish off with the BFG round as they supply you one in this arena. Here's how the fight went. Was the fight a little messy damage-wise? Yes. But all that matters is that I won so I can finally go stop the Icon of Sin. You know, one thing I did not appreciate in this fight was constantly being told to shut up.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
The longer the Icon of Sin is on Earth, the stronger he will become.
Nah, I'm just saying. Okay, so you're not saying that they're stupid. So I don't understand. Are you saying that I'm stupid? Is that it? Is that what you're doing? Whoa! Damn, man, look at that, look!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final mission, and my nerves were through the absolute roof. No joke. For the first fight, I just stayed back to snipe off all the demons that I could before starting the fight. After I jumped across, the rest of the demons started to spawn, and I easily made light work of the entire fight like a G.
I'm gonna roll up, flexing, come through, bam, champagne, bang, yeah, supercar outside, yeah, okay, 5-star, boom, 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 first class.
In the next fight, I again proceeded to swing my big, thick Doomslayer Giga Chad cock all over these demons and showed them who the true daddy is.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Nobody asked you that a bitch ass thing. You better shut the fuck up before I knock your fucking head off your shoulders, old ugly ass bitch.
The last two fights got a tiny bit sketchy for me, but I easily recovered from both fights thanks to the Flame Belch and the BFG. With all the regular fights out of the way, it was time for me to gather myself. This boss fight was the final barrier between me and my last milestone. I was either gonna die here and have to restart the entire campaign, or I was going to be victorious and get that juicy golden Doomslayer armor on Switch. With my headspace ready to go, I leaped into the final fight. For the final sin, the objective is simple. It's to destroy all its armor pieces in the first phase, and then destroy its flesh in the second phase. In both fight arenas, both Crucible and Blood Punch power-ups infinitely spawn so that you can handle all of the normal demons. In the first phase, my strategy was to utilize all of the BFG shots to deal as much damage as possible to all the armor pieces before just pelting them with bullets. My first phase went really well. I finished it really quickly, minus me missing a BFG shot. With the first phase done, I was feeling very confident with just how fast I cleared the phase. I made sure I was full on ammo and health before I jumped through the portal into the second phase. My strategy for this phase is pretty much the same as the first, which was to use all the BFG ammo to do as much damage as possible before resorting to bullets. The second phase is where shit gets serious, as a lot more dangerous demons spawn, in addition to the final sin having some crazy area of effect attacks like his eye laser beam and his meteor attack. When I needed to recover, I would run to the basement floor and just chill there while the final sin finished his attack. This phase went really well until I got down to the final arm flesh, which got fairly sketchy as I was out of ammo and had to use the shield mod to try and finish off the remaining health. I'll keep this conclusion short and sweet, as this video is already way longer than I wanted it to turn out. It was 4 months in the making, and I wanted it to be under 45 minutes, but at this point, it's over an hour. After beating the final sin, I was so proud of myself for conquering Ultra Nightmare Doom Eternal on Switch. This also unlocked my last milestone, along with the golden armor, which I was super excited about, as it's a big flex. I felt like an anvil was lifted off my shoulders, yet this entire journey was so worth it. I had so much fun going through this 100% challenge despite the hardware limitations on Switch. Hey, all you PC sweats, come over to Switch and beat it on Ultra Nightmare. Anyways, I'd like to thank y'all for sticking around for this long, if you did. And again, this took a little over 4 months to create. All I can say is that I'll see all of you in the next game I decide to 100% on Switch. Until then, I can officially say that I'm a certified Giga Chad.